Hey, y'all ready? Let's go.
What's up, everybody? Man, just in time. I'm your boy, Sid Divine. This is CDTV. Welcome, 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 welcome. Just want to let you know that we're going to have a good time. Every time that you come to this channel, we're going to have a good time. Listen, comment, subscribe, let me know your thoughts, anything that I can improve, anything that's doing pretty well that you want to see more of, let me know. The topics that we're going to discuss today, unfortunately, include the death of George Floyd. I know we've been saturated with that, but may have some different points of view that we can discuss today. I'm going to give my commentary on all of it, my thoughts, my feelings about it. But first, I want to thank my wife for supporting me and encouraging me to get this channel started. Love you, sweetheart. That's my sweetie. That's my baby right there. That's my wife. Secondly, I want to thank a good friend of mine from high school, Jesse Franklin. He kind of motivated me on top of everything that's been going on and all the other things before. A lot of the things that we're going through is because of integrity, the lack of it. If you define integrity, let's put it to you this way. If no one was around and there was a choice to do something right, or to do something wrong and get away with it because no one's around, which would you choose? Would you do right, or would you just do wrong anyway? Well, integrity would always do right. And that's gone now. So much out of society. You're not only talking about the officers that had something to do with the death of George Floyd, but also the officers that stood by and didn't say anything. You have integrity going on their end, or the lack of, and then you have a decision of integrity and lack of on the gentleman that held him down. Been so much going on. Well, the first thing I want to talk about is the abuse of power. Once you are in a place of authority, you can decide to abuse that authority, which creates an abuse of power. Or you can just have the authority to do certain things the right way. We're giving you the authority to monitor, to do different things and all of that nature as a police officer. But once you abuse that, now you seem to be in another realm of abuse of power, because you feel like you have the power to own someone, to demand this and that from someone. Another point that we can look at is who grants this power? The government. The government has always been at the forefront of everything mega awesome or mega wrong. Who is right now in charge of the government? Who's heading the government, the highest position?
Walking, and as soon as I turned, he hit me, and I was like, I thought it was a punch, but as I look at the footage now, it was an elbow, or but he hit me dead in my eye.
I do want to see what that young man was doing, because he was very taunting, he was very loud, very disruptive, and from what I understand, he was sticking a certain finger up in the air.
And that condones a sucker punch, though?
No, as I told you before, nothing condones, but I want to see. The man got carried away.
Right.
He was 78 years old. He obviously loves this country.
You bet I liked it.
Yeah? What'd you like about it?
Knocking hell out of that big mouth. Yes, he deserved it. The next time we see him, we might have to kill him.
It's possible you could help him with legal fees if this man needs it.
I've actually instructed my people to look into it, yes.
people always say that you're always as strong as the weakest link. But guess who's the weakest link? The head. If the head is the weakest link, then the body is going to be even more messed up. We have a leader that has been dividing us, not putting us together. This is a very, very nice part of the story today. Nakia Jones. She is a police officer that was, I believe, let go from her job because she stood up for what was right. You've got to see this video.
If you are white and you work
I
in
got
the
it, I got
black
it.
community and you are racist, you need to be ashamed of yourself. You stood up there and took an oath. If this is not where you want to work at, then you need to take your behind somewhere else. I decided to work in the African-American community because I'm African-American and I wanted to make a difference. I'm a double minority. They would have got 2 hits for me because I'm African-American and I'm a female. I'm here because I wanted to make a difference. But how dare you stand next to me in the same uniform and murder somebody? How dare you? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. So why don't we just keep it real? If you're that officer that know good and well you got a God complex, you're afraid of people that don't look like you have no business in that uniform. Take it off. If you're afraid to go and talk to an African-American female or a male or a Mexican male or female because they're not white like you, take the uniform off. You have no business being a police officer. Because there's many of us that will give our life for anybody. And we took this oath and we meant it. If you are that officer that's prejudiced, take the uniform off and put the KKK hoodie on. Because I will not stand for that. If you're an officer that works with me and you're wrong, I will tell you you're wrong. My heart goes out to that young man's family because if it was my son, I don't know what I would do. I am my brother and my sister's keeper. That's why I'm going to keep this uniform on. Because today I wanted to quit when I saw that video. But I need for y'all to support the ones of us that are right. And I need for you to stand for those of us that are not right.
Shout out to Roland Martin. Man, I love your show. I love your show. I love your show. He had her on. And when I tell you this lady defended everything right about the flag, everything right about humanity. She just stepped in and she was livid about the other officers that were doing things wrong. And also she spoke to the officers that would sit by and not say anything. Her conscience, her God encouraged her to stand up. And that's what we all have to do. Nothing is going to happen unless we stand up. And that means predominantly for our white brothers and white sisters, different things like that. If you have it in your heart, you know something is wrong, stand up, say something, because it won't change without you. Of course, we as blacks have to band together. But guess what? Those laws that we have that are allowing these officers to get away with a lot of different things, they can't be overturned without the backing of those who are actually applying those laws. And guess whose laws? Guess who wrote those laws? The whites that actually had the country, predominant leaders that we have. Now, it's going to be kind of difficult with who we have in office as the president. Not my president, but the president. Donald Trump has been very divisive, rude. Oh man, what he said about females and other races, and I don't understand why the country is allowing this man to remain in the office that he's in. He should have never even been voted in. If you hear a lot of the things that he said, I was offended about what he said about women. If you're rich, and all this stuff, then women will, you don't have to ask a woman anything. You just, it was very nasty. It was just not good. But anyway, we have to fight against these type of things, and it's not going to help to do it just by ourselves, because the laws, unfortunately, have been written by whites. So therefore, those that are in power, mostly those that are mainly in power, which are the whites, have to be convinced that these things are not right, which it should take a lot of convincing. If the tides were turned and you were a slave and you were oppressed, you would not like that. If you were done unfairly, if blacks could get away with so much stuff and you were murdered, would you think that was right? Would you fight for your freedom, for equality? That's all that we're doing. And that's all we want to do. It's never been about the flag with Colin Kaepernick. It's always, he chose that moment to cause attention to what's been going on with the police officers that have been killing minorities. And he was right about it. Now we're all seeing a lot more of what he's talked about. So pay attention to that. Colin, I congratulate you, man. I thank you for stepping out and doing the things that you do. We need more athletes and different things, people of power, money, who have these platforms to speak up for us. I don't have that money. I don't have the subscribers, the followers. This is my first record. This is my first time actually doing something for my channel. So I'm not yet that popular to actually have a broad base of followers to get this word out massively. But you do as a celebrity, as someone with power, stature, and that floor. So utilize that. You have an obligation as a human. Everyone should be a humanitarian. No one should see someone suffering over here and they be okay with it and go, oh, he's just being killed. I don't like him. Or he's not the right color, or she's not the right color, she's not the right gender. This person is homosexual, this person's straight, so let's do away with him. No, that's completely wrong. So let's fight for one another. Let's care about one another. And that's the first thing about it. If you don't care, that's where the problem is. And you have to know that not caring is a problem. Because if no one cared about you, it would be a problem. Make sure that we show love to everybody, everyone. We have to have that. Nothing's gonna succeed or grow and progress without it. Another thing, with this COVID-19 going on, please wash your hands. Please keep your mask on. Please, if you don't have to leave, stay home, be safe, and don't cause any more problems with spreading anything. Don't forget, a lot of people may have the COVID-19 virus and they don't even know it. So they could be spreading it to someone that it would affect negatively, much worse than yourself. So stay home, show your love, and thank you for joining me. Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and comment. Leave a message. Let me know what you think about my first channel posting. All right, love you. Peace and